Up everybody, it's NBA2K26 coming at you again with another video. Sorry you guys if my sound is a little tweaking. I am actually having to record from the PS5 right now because my computer is not acting right today. So as of today, this video is gonna be dropped from the PS5. I really don't like doing it here because my sound quality is not the best, but until I get my setup set up the way I want it, yeah, I'm gonna have to improvise. But anyways, this is the roster that I uploaded a couple of videos on already. It's my preseason roster. Now I am like 2 weeks behind on schedule on this roster because I was doing the WNBA and that roster kind of took me on a little longer than I thought it would. But I also started a scenario with the WNBA, and that kind of like took me for a loop because I did not know that scenario was so broken. And then I had to wait for the update to the the official roster, which had dropped. I think it was like a week after the game was out. If I'm not mistaken, I think it was like a week or two. But yeah, so I have been working faithfully trying to get this roster done. I have 4 teams left to complete. I'm actually finishing up the Minnesota Timberwolves. I'll probably have them finished by tonight. But in 4 more days, the roster from 76ers to Wizards will be complete. And then I have to go in and do the free agency. And I'm going to go in and edit all those players. Now, I don't know if I'll do full face caps for all those players because that's what actually took me so long on this roster, having to go in and edit all the player faces, gear, accessories, and I still got to go back through and do shoes because I use kitsstats.com. That's KIX stats.com. Stats, STATS. That's what I've been using the past 5 years for shoes. They update the shoes every day, but they do a weekly update. So now the regular season has started. I'm gonna go back through because I was already doing this roster before 2K dropped the official 2K roster. I was already doing like the opening night roster when the game was released. It was updated one time though before I got a chance to get to it. So yeah, enough of me talking. Remember last time I did the video, I think it was like a week or so ago, probably 2 weeks ago, I did 76ers through the Mavericks. Well, I had to go back through because some of the people like, and I appreciate you guys for checking it out for me too. Matter of fact, while we on that topic, not the guys that let me know about having overinflated ratings and badges. So what I like to do is I like to go and finish the roster first, and then I go back through and revise the roster. But I didn't understand that some of you guys were playing with the roster as I go. So I appreciate you guys that is letting me know about the badges being overinflated. Is messing up the simulation, right, in my NBA. There's no way I can actually fully get the simulation to go without, because it's like RNG is gone. So there's a lot of stuff that has to be adjusted in order for it to be play like simulation. But there's no way I could completely get it to play like simulation because 2K is built on a certain engine that it's like if you change too much, it'll break something. I don't even think they understand that some of the sliders don't even fully work. And I'm not trying to bash 2K or say anything bad about it. But the rosters that they put out are so incomplete. They're so incomplete. Every year I find myself saying the same thing. Last year, you guys really loved that video. It's actually like one of my most viewed videos where I had a discussion about my NBA. And I'm gonna do another one this year. I'm not gonna really get into it in this video because I don't want this video to drag on too long. But I went back through, and matter of fact, let me get back to that point real quick. Some of you guys, I appreciate the support, and I'm not mad about people like commenting or coming to me and saying something. I love to interact with people, but you can't expect me to make my rosters like everyone else rosters. If everybody else rosters is the same, what is the point of all of us having rosters? Like, some people do their rosters different because their gameplay is different. Some people use different sliders. Some people like arcade gameplay. Some people like simulation gameplay. Some people like competitive gameplay. I mean, the rosters are done different. And I appreciate all the other roster makers out there, but I do mine's different. I've been doing rosters since, I've been playing 2K since a little kid. So I started out NBA 2K2, NBA Live 2002, NBA 2K2. I think Allen Iverson was on it. But I started doing rosters, like actually putting it out to the public in 2K16. And it was like, I told y'all before, it was like 2K21 or 2K20 when it really started to take off. And it really just gained a lot of traction over the years. So I've been doing it this way for a while, but I've also adjusted a lot too, actually. Now, enough of me rambling. I had to go back through and change some of the shoes and accessories. I also had to change some ratings, and I went down on some of the badges. So bench players like these, I took away their badges. Like, people were saying there was no point in having badges for those players. Let their ratings play for them so that they would actually feel like bench players. I had to go through and edit all the faces. In the last video, if you guys watched the last video, I went through and showed you all the players' faces that I had edited, right? The 76ers is actually playing pretty decent for what they have on the court. VJ Edgecombe is starting to look like a pick that really hit. I'm liking the combination of Grimes, Maxey, and Edgecombe and Oubre is looking pretty good. So as I'm going through, y'all can see the accessories. Now, with Jared McCain, he won't have that on his right hand. He does have an injury, so that's why that is on there. But these are the accessories that I've been seeing. Correct shoes. Some of these players have outdated shoes. I have to go back and update some of the shoes. But this is the accessories. Now, I went down on Joel Embiid ratings a lot. I had him in the last update at like a 89. But Joel Embiid cannot move at all. Like, he is very slow. He can't jump. I mean, he might still be hurt, honestly. I went down on his injury ratings for his knees. Turned his defense down because his defense is horrible this year. It's bad. But he's still scoring pretty good. Not the output that we usually get. He's not drawing fouls like he used to. 83 for now until we see something different. Paul George is at 81. I went down on a lot of his ratings too as well, based off of what he did last season. So if he does anything this season, I'll update it. I'm not going to update these daily or weekly. Now, if it's trades and injuries and stuff like that, I'll probably come in every now and then and update it so you guys can play it. But when I finally release the roster, you can update it as you want. I've updated a lot of the lineups based off of what I could see right there. And another thing, I went through and redid all the player emphasis because some of you guys was telling me about the simulation. Look, I have not gotten to that video yet. I'm going to get to it about the My NBA. I'm trying to finish the roster first so I can actually get to the My NBA video because there's a lot more content that I have to get to. I went through and adjusted a lot of the staff team styles again, based off of the way I've been seeing teams play. The ratings been tweaked. potential's been tweaked. I think Nick Nurse is a dang good coach. I think he's a real good coach. I just don't think I think he's been dealt a bad hand. With Embiid and Paul George being injured and taking up most of the salary cap. But that's neither here nor there. Got that updated. The Milwaukee Bucks, I said it before the season was started. I feel like this was a good team. They actually complement each other. I like the guard play that they got this year. It's a definite upgrade from Damian Lillard because he was pretty much a cone on defense. He was always sinking on defense, getting blown by. Not so much this year. Not saying that Cole Anthony and Kevin Porter Jr. are better defenders, but they are better defenders than Damian Lillard was. Ryan Rollins had a pretty good game too as well. As you can see, these are the accessories. Mark Sears. Now, I had to go back through again and update the players that 2K added. I tweaked his face a little bit, tried to make it a little better, but I didn't touch it much because I feel like he's gonna get a face scan pretty soon. Hopefully. I think he will though. I think he will get a face scan pretty soon, and then we'll just have to go from there. These are the hairstyles, the accessories, the gear. Also, I went through and updated the play types again. I updated the play types again for a lot of players. I updated the peak years, the play for winner, financial security, and loyalty again. I know I told y'all in the last video that I did that, but I changed it again because from what I've been seeing from some of the simulations in my NBA, I wanted to kind of play out better in the off season. So yeah, I'm gonna get y'all. I promise y'all, I got y'all. I thank y'all though. I really thank y'all for real. The support, I love it. We're a community here. From what I've been seeing with the Bucks, there's some crash, others get back. There's some crash, others run. They're actually faster now. Like they are actually faster now. Giannis actually has help. He actually has help now. I actually said it myself. I felt like Miles Turner was a great addition. He's not consistent yet with his shooting. Now, another thing with some people was saying my ratings was a little too high. Look, I'm going off an NBA stat tracker. Whatever their percentages are, that's what I'm kind of just putting. Like if they're shooting 40% from three, I'm going to put them anywhere from like 83 to 89. I don't really believe at putting people at a 99 for three because we don't have RNG. So I kind of want to keep it realistic. Like even with Giannis Antetokounmpo, I had to turn his speed down like to at least a 77 to 74 because I wanted to kind of be like when you make your builds in my career, they have a max cap for certain heights on players. So I want to kind of keep it like that. It's not completely like that, but yeah. Also with the injuries, if people had injuries and they didn't have long injuries, like anything like a month or something longer, I didn't equip it because by the time I finish this roster, they'll probably be back playing. So, and I kind of wanted to have it for people who play now. You get what I'm saying? The only thing I did was enter the players that needed to be out. And if you see a person with personal reasons, injury, please don't come at me talking about, oh, this is that injury. The reason why I did personal reasons injury is so it would actually have the player out, because you will have some players with a sore foot or a sore left knee and they'll just have a yellow cross or whatever, but they won't be out. So when you go through and cycle your rotations, they will be back in with playing with the sore left knee. Now, when 2K puts them in with a sore left knee, it has a red cross, meaning they are out. I don't know what's the difference between us doing it and 2K doing it, but yeah, that's how it is. As you can see, I've updated a lot of the faces. I tried to get as close as I can. Every player on the roster that has an editable face has been edited. Right, I'm not gonna go through all of them because you've seen it in the last video. Also, there was a lot of shoes added to the game. I usually cover shoes. I haven't really done it much yet because I really haven't had time to delve into the game much because I jumped into the game. I played a few games. I made the sliders and then I went straight into roster creation, right? Um, let's see here. What did they add for Nike? Okay, Nike GT Future right here. They was added. KD 18s were added. What else do we have here? LeBron 23s were added. But when you go to the regular roster, LeBron does not have his 23s equipped. So I don't know if a lot of people know. We're going to go to the original 2K roster real quick. When they added LeBron's shoes in, he's still wearing the 22s. He's not equipped with the 23s. Bronny is the same way. He's still wearing the 20s. No, he's wearing 22s. He should have had the 20s on. But he should have the 23 on too because he's wearing the 23s now. Matter of fact, let me check Luka and see if his shoes are added on. Nope, he's still wearing the Luka 4s. Luka 77s are in the game. They're right here, but they're not equipped to Luka. So I don't know what 2K is doing right there. I'm getting ahead of myself, but I want to see if they added Ant Edwards too. Yeah, see, they equipped Ant Edwards too. So I don't know. Let me go back into my roster because that's what this video is about. A lot of y'all told me I haven't been too scripted by what I've been doing. That's because I like everything to be in real time with you guys. Like, I don't like to be sitting here cycling through notes. I want to be in real time with you. I do have notes, but I don't like to sit here and just go through them. I want to be in real time with you guys. Also, Sabrina 3s were added. There's a couple of players that do wear them. And as you can see, the Ant Edward 2s are here. I can't remember if these were already here. Crazy Infinity, they might have been. I can't remember if they were added last update or if they were added this update. It might have been last update, but I could be wrong, right? We was talking about Jordans. The Luka 77s were added. And did they add Tatum 4? There's Luka 77, but no, I don't see Tatum 4. Okay, Tatum 4 was not added. The Zion 4s were added. Converse. Did they add the colorways to Converse though? That's my question. Because they said they were adding shade colorways. I think these were already in the game. I could be wrong. Angel Reese 1s were added. And yes, there is a player wearing them in the NBA right now. His name is Tari Eason on the Rockets. And he's wearing the pink editions. So I equipped him with the pink editions, the colorways. Right there. Angel Reese 1s. He's wearing them. And I think he'll probably get quite a few more players wearing them as well. Let me go back right here, let you know what else shoes were added. I usually have a shoe video for you guys. Did they add the Reebok engines? Because I requested the Reebok engines to be added because a lot of WNBA players were wearing them. And no, they did not get added. They did not add the Under Armour hovers, HOVR. There's a couple of players that are wearing the Under Armour hovers and they did not get added. So, Yeah, the Under Armour hovers didn't get added. Did they add Kyrie 2s? Nope. No Kyrie 2s. Did they add the Zap 3s? No Zap 3s. Nope. I think they already had all the Pumas in the game. They pretty much update Puma. I think Stewie has a 5 to her shoes, if I'm not mistaken. I think there is some Stewie 5s. I don't think New Balance had anything that needed to be released. Yeah, so that's all the shoes right there. Okay. Whew, I'm already getting too long in this video. I also went through and went down on a lot of these badges. I lowered a lot of ratings, especially for players that were not playing. Their ratings were extremely too high. Like extremely too high. Some of them was extremely too high. I adjusted a lot of the lineups based off of what I've been seeing. And with the Cavs, they are actually playing higher tempo. So I kind of went with some crash, others get back. They don't necessarily push the break like they did last year. I had Peyton Pritchard too high. Somebody noticed that too, said I had Peyton Pritchard too high. So I went down on his badges to 10. I had him like originally with 17 badges, I think. That was too many badges. That you was right. I was just kind of like going through the roster. I usually revise the rosters at the ends, guys. That's not me neglecting. I usually wait till I finish the roster, then go back and revise it. But thank you for catching that. Also, Jaylen Brown does have braids again, so I guess I could go back and re-add the braids right there. Chris Boucher, he needs a face scan update. Like, he has long dreads. This is the same face scan from 4 years ago. I know I keep talking about that, but that's just, he needs an update, honestly. This team is really performing the way we thought they would perform. They're not very good, but I'm glad to see Josh Minnow getting some minutes now. So I did put him in the rotation, and I took out Tillman Sr. Also, for you guys wondering how to add two-way contracts, look, you go to create a player. You go in, you could just create add new player, right? You click complete, save the player, and the player will come right here. You don't have to edit it at all. You go to create roster. I'm going to go to the official 2K roster. You add this player. You copy him to a team. You see how you got a created player right here in the created section. You come right here to Malik Beasley. You export him. Let's just name it something crazy. Okay. Now, when you come over to the Cavs, this is what you do. You find your created player. You load up the created player and you import whatever player you're trying to sign on this roster. By you doing that, it will add the player to the team right here. Now you are able to go through and adjust the contract years and the years left. And when you do that, it will add multiple years on his contract and unlock the years. Also, if you want to make him a two-way player, now you can equip it. You can go back and forth between two-way and core. Some people's are glitching. Mine's doing it with certain players. If you just sign them from the free agency. But that is the workaround on how to add two-way players and how to open up player contracts. So who just recently got a contract? I'm trying to think. Who just got a contract? Somebody just got a contract update. Extension. Let's just use somebody like Derek White. right? If you want to go in and edit his contract, you do what I just showed you. You go to your created player, you add him to a team, you then go export the player that you want, right? And then you save it, and then you come back to your created player, you find him, and you click on the created player and you import him. By you importing him, you can now edit the player. It will open up the tab. Now you can do this with certain G League players. You can add them to a team, but some of them will still glitch out. So that's why I say do a created player. But you can do it with the G League player. You can come over here, add the years, and tweak out with it, right? But you see, you can't add a two-way. Oh, yes, you can. Yes, you can. I forgot he's on the Sixers. They already have 3 two-ways. Yeah. Okay, that's right. Now, let me get back to my roster because this video is going on longer than I thought it would. For those of you still here, I appreciate you guys. Honestly. We covered the Celtics, right? Also, I went and edited the playbooks, the plays too in the playbooks. I had to update it. They pretty much shoot threes and isolate. So basically what I did was pick plays where they would get more 5 outs because that's what I've been seeing. And I've been seeing a lot of isolation with Jaylen Brown. So yeah, I updated all the teams' playbooks too. Signatures. What I mean by signature is some players have edited jump shots, but these right here are edited. Every player dump packages are updated because 2K original roster dump packages, a lot of them are outdated. Like they still got DeAndre Jordan dunking like prime DeAndre Jordan. Chris Paul, updated him, his accessories. They added Jamil Telfort. I did my best creating these faces. Some of these players have generic shoes until I can go back in and update the ones that, because I was doing this roster before the season started. So a lot of these teams does not have up-to-date shoes as of today. And it's basically everybody from the Mavericks and back need to be redid. So yeah, I also went through and lowered a lot of the badges. So for some of you guys that had my past roster from like 2 weeks ago or a week ago, I would encourage you to re-download because a lot of stuff has been updated to help your gameplay. Yeah, the Grizzlies also have been playing pretty good without their players. They've been heavily injured, but Cedric Coward is showing to be a good draft pick. If any of you guys follow me on Twitter, I was telling people that Edie and Coward was a good pickup, actually. Jalen Wells, I did not expect him coming out in 2024. I did not expect him to be what he became, but that's good for the Grizzlies as well. I didn't show you guys the accessories. I want to kind of fly through them. You can go look at them yourself, honestly. It kind of make the game feel more realistic when you playing with the correct gear and shoes. You get what I'm saying? And some of the hairstyles are added to the game, but they're not updated on the players. So I had to go back through and update the hairstyles. Now, before y'all get to me about Dyson Daniels, like I told y'all earlier, I use NBA Stat Tracker. So when it says he's shooting a percentage, that's what I go with, the percentage. A lot of people telling me, are you actually watching the games? Look, I am watching these games, but it's hard for me to watch all these games and make the roster at the same time. I do have a life outside of this, so I have to try to, you know what I'm saying? I do my best. I'm not saying these rosters are perfect, but they are way better than what you're playing with the original rosters. A lot of time, goes into this. Keaton Wallace, face creation. Eli Anjai, face creation. Jacob Toppin, and Folly Dante, Nikola Jurizic. Yeah, I think a lot of these. Oh, and Vic Krejci. Yeah, this team is underperforming. I think that if they keep going the way that they're going, they will look to fire Quinn Snyder and possibly trade Trae Young, because they've been trying to shed his contract ever since they gave him that contract. Norman Powell was a fleece. The Heat fleeced the Clippers in that trade. Norman Powell definitely should have got traded for more. He's been hooping. Jaime Jaquez has been hooping. I went up on his ratings a little bit from what I originally had him. A lot of people been saying Precious Achiuwa's got cut. I haven't seen that officially, but when I see it officially on the websites that I use, I will cut him. I did cut Terry Rozier, however, and I placed a personal reason on him. Because he was already edited, so he was released. Some of these players have already been edited; they was just released. Also, if you've seen the last video, Drew Smith was a creation also that I had. Drew Smith, I did pretty good on that one actually. Kasparis Yakusionis. I might eject their name all the way up, but you guys know what I was trying to say. Actually, y'all want to see the accessories. I know what y'all want to see. My bad. I promise you guys, I'm gonna go back through and update the shoes. Now, some of the shoes I'm gonna put in another petition for 2K to update, because some of these players have locked shoes and they're not signed to them brands anymore. And I couldn't change their shoes. And when you go back and grab the rookie version of that player and you try to change their age, it throws it out of whack. So, yeah. The Charlotte Hornets. LaMelo Ball changes accessories a lot. I've seen him with the padded sleeves, but you can also do the half calf sleeves too sometimes, because he changes accessories a lot when it comes to his leg sleeves or whatever. But that looks pretty good. I hate Brandon Miller went down with the shoulder injury. They're saying he's possibly going to be out a month. It's crazy because this team has so much potential, but injuries has been really hitting them hard. Josh Green still is out. Grant Williams still is out. Losing Brandon Brandon Miller is also going to hurt this team too. Also, in the last update, I had Mason Plumlee at a 76, I think. And y'all said that was wrong. He was not starting, and y'all was right. I seen the game the other night. Mason Plumlee was not starting, and I don't think I even seen him play or get in the game. So I lowered his ratings. Plus, I had his agility and moving way too high. So I went down to at least like 25 because he is an older big. So I did kind of went down on it, and I adjusted the lineup. I also adjusted their playbook, and then I went through and edited. I redid the attributes because the offense is looking pretty decent. The defense is still kind of questionable. I gave them shoot at will, limit transition, running transition. They are a transition team. They run and gun. The Jazz, they've been doing Jazz things, but they're a little better. Keontae George has actually been hooping this year. Honestly, he was hooping last year. He should have been the starter last year. Isaiah Collier is out. Walter Clayton has been stepping up. which I expected him to do. He has like a Jamal Murray play style to me. This group could have potential. I just think like they're too young right now. Plus they're in the West. But they do have a couple injuries. I I think they are one or two trades away from being a 6 or 7 seed, possibly. They do have a better scoring, so yeah, you can see where I went through and did their playbook again. In simulation, these playbooks and these coach settings matter. Like these attributes, these team styles, it matters. It matters a lot. I did 2 tests and I tweaked just like attributes and team styles, and it changed the team's record by 10. Like a team won 10 more games just off of changing those 2 things. Changing this coaching emphasis changes a lot. Changing this emphasis right here, if you just change these things right here, I promise you, if you just change these coaching tendencies and the coach's emphasis in the playbook alone and the coach attributes and don't change anything else, you will see a drastic change in simulation settings. The Sacramento Kings, I did have them too high in scoring, and I had their defense too high. I don't see this team being very good. I see them being like a 7 or 8 seed. They just don't gel together. Honestly, they don't. It's too much ISO basketball, and then it's too much standing at the 3-point line. And I don't see that translating at all, honestly. So there's the accessories. I updated the rotations. I also changed his playbooks a lot because it was outdated. And I adjusted the coach settings. So you can see I went down on a lot of things. I tried to give him a little favorable because he was an assistant coach. Also, I updated the lineups to the Knicks. I didn't want to change much because they still got Karl-Anthony Towns at center. A lot of people was telling me to move him to power forward. Karl-Anthony Towns is playing center right now. And you may say it's because Mitchell Robinson is out. You may be right. But I have been seeing Yabusele and Anunoby been playing power forward. They've been playing the 4. Now, Josh Hart was not starting. I think Bridges was at the 3. But I got it like this for now. You could tweak it however you like it. I did it because in the offseason of my NBA, the 2K logic of signing players is still not where I want it to be at. And I'm going to find a solution for that. There's something that's more quicker than manually editing every team. Because that's what I had to do the last 2 2Ks. I had to go through in the offseason and manually draft and edit teams for players for the teams myself, because the computer will sign 4 centers and have 1 guard, and 3 of the centers are starting centers. I don't understand that. Or they will sign Luka and Russell Westbrook and somebody like Suggs, and then we'll have 1 center who will be like Mo Bamba or something. Like I didn't like that. I equipped Luka with the Luka 77s. As you can see, this is the accessories he had. Austin Reeves been hooping lately, carrying the team while everybody's been out. As you can see, I equipped LeBron with the 23s. I have to go back through and redo Bronny's shoes. Bronny has been cycling shoes. He was wearing the LeBron NXXT, which is the 20s, and he was wearing the 23s, and the 22s. So I don't know. I'm gonna just give him whatever recent shoe he has had on, and he will have that. If you see players with generic shoes, it's because the regular season had not started, or either the players were injured. So I told you, anybody from the Mavericks back, I gotta go back and redo it. The shoes. That's it. As you can see right here, he has the 20s on. I think these are the 20s. Yeah, the 20s on. So yeah, I updated some of them. I'm not gonna make Luka be out because he's not gonna be out long, and I still got like 4 or 5 days to finish this roster. I also updated JJ Redick playbook. From what I've been seeing, I've given Austin Reeves and Luka more on ball plays. And I'm also having them run a lot of pick and roll with DeAndre Ayton so it can be more realistic. I also have the 5-out offense. What they've been running is pretty much like an ISO. And I did it with the power forward, which would be LeBron and Luka. And then I also gave, I think, Austin Reeves. Yeah, Austin Reeves up top. And give Rui Hachimura some plays too as well. Look, keep run plays frequency 25 and under, and you won't have static gameplay. Basically, where it's like your players are like brain dead for like 5 seconds, just standing there. Or you can also turn down idle. You go to tendencies and you go to drive setup. Turn down triple threat idle for a lot of players. Now, there's still some players who still idle a lot. That's like staying still with the ball. Luka, James Harden, SGA, Giannis are players that do things like that. Get over to the Orlando Magic. The Orlando Magic has really been underperforming. We're seeing Desmond Bane take a lot of erratic shots. I mean, he's hitting like 40%, but he's also like giving a lot of possessions back to the defense. He's chucking up a lot of shots. Like, they basically gave him a green light and said shoot it. I think it's time for the Orlando Magic to move on from Jonathan Isaac. Jace Richardson been playing pretty solid. Jet Howard is another player that has been going through a lot of accessories lately. So I just gave him what I seen him with last. As you see, I edited the faces. Me personally, I don't think Paolo Banchero and Franz Wagner are good complementary pieces, especially with Desmond Bane being added to this group. I don't think they complement each other. Maybe they need to make Franz come off the bench or something and run with the second unit. But they got to do something there, or they got to make a trade or something. Anthony Davis, I would love to see him get the goggles added. I would love to see the goggles get added. Honestly, this Mavericks team is hurt, but they're also underperforming. I don't understand the experiment of playing Cooper Flag at point guard. He has never played point guard in his life. He has been an on-ball player, but he has never been a point guard. So trying to turn him into a facilitation guard, I don't believe. Like, you should have signed Markelle Fultz instead of D'Angelo Russell. But I mean, I don't know. This roster is not good right now to survive Kyrie being out, and I don't see them. I mean, Klay Thompson has been a shell of himself. He's showing his age. Brandon Williams is another player. I've seen him training with Kyrie, so I added him because Kyrie was teaching him how to shoot like him. He was teaching him how to dribble like him. I was seeing him practicing these pull-ups. I was seeing the hop jumpers, and in game, I've been seeing Kyrie layup package being introduced by Brandon Williams. So I added in some Kyrie jelly, and hopefully Kyrie can help Brandon Williams become a perennial player. I think it's time for them to move on from Dante Exum. Ryan Nembhard, I think he's gonna be pretty good player. Um, I just think he need to be on a team like the Nets or something that he would actually get more playing time. Why I got Michael Porter Jr. at small forward is because when Haywood Highsmith come back, he's gonna be the power forward. They're gonna have to play Clowney at power forward. I've been seeing Clowney at power forward, but he's been coming off the bench. Jalen Wilson been getting a lot of minutes at the 3, but he has been cycling back and forth from the 3 and the 4. They run Sharp coming out the bench, and Claxton been starting. Wolf hasn't even gotten in, or maybe I've just missed it. I haven't seen him play. Ziaire Williams has been out with a sore back, so Tyrese Martin has been stepping up, and he actually started the other night. But for simulation reasons, I put Michael Porter Jr. a small forward because he has been playing from the 3 to the 4. I did it for defensive reasons. I put him at the 3, but however you want to do your roster, it's up to you. I think this team is not going to be very good. I think they're going to be lottery heavy because it's like they play style is like who can get up the most shots, who can chuck up the most shots. And I mean, I don't really like it. The Denver Nuggets has actually been playing better offensively. They still kind of shaky on defense. The defense is better than it was last year, though. The only thing is they have been getting a lot of inconsistency in scoring from Bruce Brown and players like Cam Johnson, Hardaway Jr. Bit inconsistent with the scoring. So hopefully we could try to get them to like play better. Maybe. We'll see. Indiana Pacers, they are injury riddled, you guys. They're injury riddled. Oh my goodness. Oh my God. They are injury riddled. So yeah. I like the Mac McClung pickup, but I don't think he's really gonna help them. Like, he's not a high scoring output, and he's not a facilitating guard. He's very small, can't play defense. I think he's gonna get cut as soon as everybody come back. But I'm glad he got an opportunity and was able to sign a multi-year deal. I equipped his dunks for dunk contest purposes. I gave him the Zion so he could do the behind the back dunk that he does. He does the underleg dunk and the dunk contest. So I gave him Zion. I want you guys to see it real quick. The behind the back right there. The under the leg. I gave him Obi Toppin for some of the same things for the clutch. These are just for dunk contest reasons only. He doesn't really dunk like that in game. And I gave him alley-oop as a badge. That's the only badge I gave him. Aerial Wizard, which is alley-oop. Other than that, and you can see why I updated the faces. I told you every person that had a open appearance tab, I edited them and made them realistic. Cam Jones probably will get cut later in the year. He's actually out. He's being held out right now. And I think that's till the investigation is still pending. I updated some of the playbooks and emphasis. Last year they were running gun. I haven't really seen them running gun much this year, but I'm going to leave it there for when Halliburton and them do come back. Excuse me. So for you guys that are playing my NBA, to make it more realistic, the New Orleans Pelicans, they're not really winning games. And it's not because they're not talented enough. This is a talented roster. For one, it's injuries. And for two, Willie Green is not a good coach to me. I've been saying that for the last 2-3 years. Willie Green is holding his team back with his lack of experience, his poor decision making. I don't think he gives players the best opportunity to win. But I've been seeing a lot of transition gameplay from them. And I've updated the play styles too and gave them more of a pick and roll offense because that's what I've been seeing. Um, the Detroit Pistons are basically just the Detroit Pistons. I mean, they have Jaden Ivey out, Marcus Sasser been out. I think I think they said that somebody else was hurt. I can't remember who it was, but yeah, it's basically just been injuries here. So I think when they get a team back, I didn't injure Sasser because he's not going to be out long. The Raptors are pretty decent. Brandon Ingram was another player. He wearing the KD 18s, but if you go to the original 2K roster, he is locked to Jordan. He is not signed by Jordan anymore, or either he's not. Jordan is signed under Nike, so I don't know how that works. Maybe he is still with Jordan. He's just wearing Nikes, but I mean they're the same company technically, so it shouldn't really matter. But um, yeah, this team, I think they just young right now. They're young. Hey, I ain't gonna lie, I like them Ja threes in that Raptor red for the Raptors. That kind of look like Tiger Claws, right? That fit. I mean, not Tiger Claws, but Dinosaur Claws, right? That kind of fit their theme. That was like off script right there. The Houston Rockets. I like this team. They just need a facilitation point guard. This team struggled to get in their sets because Amen Thompson is kind of like a young Russell Westbrook. He plays like a young Russell Westbrook. He does not get the offense into a facilitating mode. He kind of hunts his own shot instead of setting other players up, and that's kind of messing the Rockets up. These shoes that Steven Adams wear is not in the game. He wears like Nike 2017 low dunks or something like that. They're not in the game, so I gave him GT Futures just because they were new shoes, and then I didn't see anybody had them on. They kind of look like the shoes that he does wear, sort of. The shoes that he does wear is kind of like, where are they at? They're kind of like these, but they're low tops. So yeah. Tari Easton, as you know, he has the Angel Reese ones. He's been struggling too. Dorian Finney-Smith is not back yet, and I hate what happened to Fred VanVleet. Reed Shepherd is looking like a project pick right now. Yeah, they need a point guard. They need a solid point guard. And see, JD Davison is another one. This is an old render from like 2Ks ago. He has long dreads. Like they didn't even, I don't know. I'm going to leave that on. He wear goggles still. They didn't bring his goggles over from last 2K. So yeah. And Jalen, I think his name's Smith on the Bulls. His goggles does not activate, which is crazy. Victor Wembanyama shoes may be coming to 2K. Right now he's wearing the GT Hustle 3s, but he does have some shoes coming out. They're called the Aliens or something. There's some really big, bulky, spaceship looking shoes. They may get added in the next update. Don't know. But I updated a lot of his signatures too to make him play like Wembanyama. He's technically a creative player, bro. I had to slow him down with his speed, like 68, 64, because he's fast, but he's only fast because of his stride. He's not like a fast runner, so he shouldn't have Giannis speed. But he's a ooh. The Spurs actually may have potential to make a deep playoff run if healthy. De'Aaron Fox, I didn't injure him either. He's supposed to be coming back. Stephon Castle has worn the Tatum 3s and the Tatum 4s. Right now he has on the 3s because the 4s is not in the game. Dylan Harper alternates from compression shorts to compression pants. So do with that as you wish. He also alternates from the half sleeve to the left armband. So do with that as you wish. These are the accessories. I actually kind of like Julian Champagne's game. He's actually at the small forward. Last year he played at the 4. This year they're having him play the small forward most of the time from what I've been seeing. So yeah, oh guys, I'm kind of reaching my mark right now, so I'm gonna have to hurry up. Devin Booker, they're not really playing. Yeah, they're just the Suns. Ricky, coach, overload of centers, not much playmaking. That's Jordan Goodwin. I think I probably can do better than that, but that's what I got for now. Maybe I think I could do a little better than that, honestly, but that's what's gonna stick for now. So yeah, I think I did better with 2K25 with his render. So far I've only made it to the Timberwolves, right? Okay, Shea, I got him playing like Shea. I turned his draw files all the way up. I turned his step into the shooter all the way up. I turned his crash to the floor all the way up. I turned his drive to the basket strong all the way down because I want him to fall more. Another thing about Shea is I wanted to give him the Jalen Green layup package because with the Jalen Green layup package, he falls on the ground more. And I wish they added that. If you're gonna add falling to the ground with layups, you should have added that to Shea's package. Like that. You see how he falls on the layup? I might do that. I might still see how he falls with the layups. That's Shea. I don't know why they gave it to Jalen Green instead of Shea. If you're gonna add that to a player's layup package, you gotta add it to Shea. Like honestly. The reason why Hartenstein has generic shoes because he's wearing Skechers. I can't equip Skechers. But yeah, Aaron Wiggins is another player that's wearing hovers, HOVR, hover, or however you say it. I gave him breakthrough 5. But yeah, Jalen Williams is another person that needs an update to his hair. Like that's just ridiculous. Isaiah Joe is a 78 rating on the original 2K roster. That is entirely too high. My Brandon Carson's face creations. Created Chris Youngblood too. And I changed a lot of their playbooks as well to get the Thunder to kind of play like the Thunder. So you'll see a lot of different players on ball. And I've updated his ratings since he is a championship coach. I went with some crash, others get back because they do have rebounders on this team. So I turned them down. So far, I've only edited these guards on the Timberwolves. You can see the accessories here. I changed Bones Highland name to Bones instead of Nashon. And so far, I've only did Ant Edwards. So I should finish the rest of this roster by tonight. But I did update their playbook and emphasis. Also, with the Portland Trail Blazers, I did the same thing with them as well. Excuse me. I updated their coach. So what I did was fire Chauncey Billups and I hired Tiago Splitter. I thank God that it was Tiago Splitter and not Nate Borkin, because if I would have added him, it would have crashed the roster. So I thank God Tiago Splitter was the big man coach, and I was able to add him. Now, 2K did update the coaches, but I was not able to I already had a roster. It would have took forever. I'm running out of time. Seth Curry is still on the team because they're going to re-sign him once they get money. So I didn't cut him, but D'Anthony Melton is out. So yeah, CJ McCollum, I got him at point with Carlton Carrington. Carlton Carrington is playing shooting guard, but I got him at point guard to kind of balance the roster out so it's not heavy. Bala Coulibaly is out. Trey Johnson is alternating from small forward to shooting guard to point guard. And Champagne, I got them at small forward because I'm seeing Chris Middleton going from small forward to shooting guard. So that's how it is. Kyshawn George, Cam Whitmore, and yeah. I will come back and update this again once I finish the complete roster. But I thank you guys. Peace. Oh my God. Peace, guys. Enjoy your day.